When you first start selling online, it feels like a simple numbers game. You think that if you just list more items, you will automatically get more sales. But listing low-quality items just to hit a quota creates a serious problem. You end up with a death pile. Unsold inventory sits for months, spills into your hallway, and ties up your cash. And eventually, the stress of looking at it completely drains your motivation. To escape this trap, you have to stop treating this like a volume race. We are going to replace that chaos with a strict, data-driven daily workflow designed specifically to protect your profit margins. Before we begin, you only need 3 things: active accounts on platforms like eBay and Vinted, the mobile app installed on your phone, and a small, dedicated physical space to sort incoming items. By following these steps, you stop guessing. You move away from being a chaotic hobbyist and start operating a system that turns unpredictable thrift store runs into a highly reliable business. Step 1 happens while you are still in the store. You have to pull out your phone and look up the market value of the items in front of you, so you know exactly which brands will actually sell. When you find a good item at a flea market, the worst thing you can do is open the negotiation by asking, "Would you take $10 for this?" Instead, ask an open-ended question. "How much is this?" The seller might have only expected $2 or $3. By forcing the seller to state their baseline first, you prevent yourself from overpaying. You let them set the anchor, and that systematically lowers your acquisition costs across every piece of inventory you buy. Once you know the asking price, you need to verify the true market value. In your app's search filters, scroll down and check Sold and Completed to see what buyers are actually paying right now, not just what sellers are asking. To speed this up, scroll down to the Customize menu and select Lockable Filters. Now, every time you search an item, these exact settings will automatically apply. With the data in front of you, apply the double your money rule. Before you purchase anything, you need a hard minimum profit floor in your head, deciding, for example, that you will not buy an item unless it guarantees at least $15 in clear profit. To verify that $15, use a fee calculator. This chart shows what happens when we input our prices into a calculator for eBay and Vinted. On the left side, eBay takes its slice for insertion and final value fees, shrinking your take-home pay. But on the right side, Vinted charges the buyer a protection fee, leaving the seller's profit untouched. If a great item gets eaten alive by eBay's fees, you redirect it to the zero-fee platform to clear your profit floor. Combining those locked search filters with real-time fee calculations removes all the guesswork and emotion from your sourcing. You only buy when the math clears. Once you bring that verified inventory home, implement the 3 to 4 day rule. Every single item you purchase must be photographed and processed within that exact window. If you fall behind that schedule, enforce a strict operational penalty. Absolutely no sourcing new items until the current backlog is completely digitized. Instead of scheduling your listings for the future, save them as drafts. The platform algorithms heavily favor consistent manual listing activity on the actual day over automated drops. This chart illustrates the draft bank. Stockpile 2 weeks' worth of fully prepared drafts. If you get sick, you don't get sick pay. With a draft bank, you publish pre-made listings from your phone, keeping the algorithm fed and income active. Building this buffer of pending assets separates a vulnerable side hustler from a resilient business owner. It keeps your sales moving no matter what happens offline. Next, you need to activate the buyers. At least 3 times a day, go into your apps and send targeted 10 to 20% discount offers to anyone watching your items. When a buyer responds with a counteroffer, never hit decline. Always issue a counter response. This keeps the negotiation open and signals to the algorithm that your account is highly active. Inevitably, you will face customer returns. A return rate of 1 to 2% is just standard business overhead. It is not a failure. You have to detach emotionally. When a return arrives, inspect it, process the refund, and put it straight back up for sale. Deal with it and carry on. That same detachment applies to slow weeks. If you measure your success day by day, a brief dip in sales will convince you to quit. Zoom out. By trusting the compounding macro trends of your draft bank and strict purchasing rules, you easily survive the micro fluctuations of the daily market. You now have a complete 5-part engine: strategic sourcing, data-backed research, strict profit calculations, a protected draft bank, and active algorithm triggers. Your immediate next step is to open your app, lock in those sold and completed filters, and generate your first 5 drafts to seed your bank. Executing this precise sequence day after day takes the anxiety out of the process. You are no longer gambling on random thrift finds. You are running a bulletproof workflow.